Parents may soon get the answers to the questions they have been asking. The U.S. could be on the verge of getting a huge boost in the fight against the coronavirus. The FDA advisory panel will soon meet to determine if millions of kids ages 5 to 11 are eligible for the Pfizer vaccine. Laura Podesta is following this story from New York. She joins me now. All right, Laura, give us the goods. What's going on? When will we find out?
Good morning, Emery. Hopefully by the end of today, the FDA will give its okay for kids in that age group. But as this happens, some adults are still pushing back against the vaccine, including here in New York City, where there's now a lawsuit that's been filed by the police union.
An FDA advisory panel could give the green light to the COVID vaccine for young children as soon as today.
That will make it a lot safer for me to go outside and play all the sports that I play and have fun with my friends and family.
Jaron Monroe is already vaccinated as a Pfizer clinical trial participant. If the CDC ultimately endorses the two-shot, lower-dose vaccine, about 28 million children would be eligible. Those shots could start going into the arms of 5 to 11-year-olds as soon as next week. USA. Still, though, scores of adults continue to push back against the shot.
We apparently live in the land of the free, home of the brave. So how free are we?
New York City's police union has now filed a lawsuit against the Big Apple's vaccine mandate, which would require all officers and all city workers to get at least one shot by 5 p.m. this Friday, or take an unpaid leave of absence.
This policy puts public health first.
And more vaccine mandates, this time for visitors to the U.S. A new order signed by the Biden administration states that starting November 8th, most foreigners entering the country must be fully vaccinated and show proof before boarding an airplane. All travelers will also have to test negative for the virus before their flight.
And back to children getting vaccinated, it's Pfizer that's being looked at for approval first. Moderna will be considered next, and the company says its vaccine also generates an immune response in children that's comparable to that in adults and adolescents. Anne-Marie.
Okay, I know a lot of people are kind of looking ahead to Thanksgiving. They want to gather with the family. They want to gather with older adults, grandparents and so on. So I guess the question is, if the FDA gives the Pfizer vaccine emergency use authorization for these kids in this age group, when could they get the shot?
Well, Dr. Fauci said early November, and that's next week. There's plenty of vaccine supply available, but it's important for parents not to go running down to the pharmacy as soon as the FDA approves the shot for kids today. It also needs to be recommended by the CDC, and then there will be a day or two before everything is really fully up and running. So I think a healthy estimate would be the second week of November. Anne-Marie.
Okay. And then I want to ask you about the New York Police Union's lawsuit, because I imagine there are municipalities, police departments all around the country watching this to determine how their mandate, if they have one, is going to go moving forward. When could we get a ruling on that?
Absolutely. This could definitely set a precedent. Well, we know that the lawsuit was filed in Staten Island, where many NYPD officers live. And the lawsuit claims that there aren't enough protections in this mandate by the city for the officers who want a religious exemption to the vaccine. Now, Mayor Bill de Blasio has said that the city will be, quote, offering religious accommodation, but that valid religious exemptions are rare. So the New York Times is reporting that while most lawsuits are trying to stop government vaccine mandates, most of them have failed to gain traction. There are some federal judges that have appeared more sympathetic to suits that narrowly attack vaccine mandates for not accommodating religious beliefs. So we shall see if this one it pushes through.
Yeah, we shall see. Laura, thanks so much.
Thanks.